Going to break down tonight's nationally televised college football game between Louisville and Central Florida in just a moment. But before we get going with the Friday Video Report, quick reminder, guys, DraftStreet.com, once again, in conjunction with them this weekend, running a free $1,000 fantasy football contest. Remember, and this is fantasy football that's decided after the Monday night game. You don't have to wait till the end of the year to get your money. And money is what you will get because the top 100 finish in the prize money. $1,000 total prize money, in fact. First place worth $100. And again, just as it was last week and just as it was the week before, it is free to enter. So guys, if you entered last week, finished in the money, or didn't, enter again this week. Click on the ads here, DraftStreet.com. Remember, with this contest, you get a $100,000 bankroll. You've got to buy your players. You're the general manager of your own team. You've got till 1 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday to finalize your roster, so you put it together now, and then you make those tune-ups, those final adjustments after we get the injury reports in the NFL later today. For your Sunday roster, you get a couple quarterbacks, couple running backs, couple wide receivers, etc. Do it now. $1,000 total prize money, top 100 finish in the money, and $100 for the first place winner, of course. All the details, just click through here on the ads for DraftStreet.com's free Fantasy Football League contest. Well, guys, we got to start by talking about Shawn Michaels because, again, he did it last night, cashing in with his 100-dime college football teaser of the year as he had Miami of Florida, and you know how the Hurricanes needed to score with, about 14 seconds to go in that game to win the game outright, and the under, staying well under the total, in fact, in Chapel Hill last night against North Carolina. The numbers for Shawn Michaels are simply staggering, and he's doing it once more again today. Going for winning day number 48 out of 71 over the past 5 months with his 100-dime college teaser of the year, part number 2. This one, Louisville, Central Florida, side and total just as strong as part number 1 last night, which of course, as I just told you, was Miami of Florida, and the under cashing in at North Carolina. It is going to be his 8th straight college football teaser winner over the past 2 years. Already 3-0 this year with them, a couple of 50-dimers, and last night's 100-dimer. It's his teaser winner number 39 out of 53 overall in all sports over the past 4 years. And keep in mind, he is 35-15 over the past 4+ years with 100-dime NFL releases, including 7-2 this season, including his bailout game of the year winner on Sunday with the Cowboys over Washington, and his AFC game of the year with the Chargers outright over the Colts on Monday night. And this play is just as strong as all of them. Over the past 4 months, he's also gone on a 30-14 run with 50-dime releases. Matter of fact, you just got one of those on Wednesday with the Tigers in Game 4 of the ALCS, and this play is twice as strong. The bottom line with Shawn Michaels is this, guys. He's had 71 plays over the past 5 months. He's gone 48-23-1 with those releases, and they have produced a little over 1,400 dimes of net profit, which means $10 bettors have won a little over 14 grand. So that's something, if you want to bank on tonight, you should look his way. And one little thing I wanted to point out about Shawn Michaels here, and you know, I've told you that I love teasers. Shawn likes them. Craig Davis uses a lot of them. Scott Delaney, Chris Jordan, some teasers as well. Last night, Shawn, instead of your traditional 6.2 team teaser, used a 7.2 team teaser. And for those of you that don't play a lot of teasers, or maybe you don't understand them, hey, anything's possible, right? Just let me remind you that it is more advantageous playing a 7-point teaser when your line is 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, or excuse me, 9, 9.5, or 10 points. Much more advantageous playing a 7-point teaser. Because think of the number. Take a 9-point favorite with a 6-point tease down to 3. You really want to walk away with a push if it's a field goal decided game, okay? You take a 9.5-point favorite down to 3.5. You want to walk away with a loser if your side only wins by 3. Same thing with the number 10. It just makes sense to buy with a 7-point teaser. Again, 7-point teaser, just my own personal thing, and I think you'll find most of the guys here at the site do it as well, when that number is sitting between 9 and 10 points, including 9 and 10. Just a little teaser strategy for you. Unfortunately, yesterday, Matt Rivers was the charity play of the week. It lost a huge play on the Detroit Tigers against the Red Sox last night. Also, unfortunately, yesterday, the $5 play of the day failed to deliver as Brett Atkins was on the wrong side of the Seattle-Arizona contest. A couple guys did win that Seattle-Arizona game, though. Jeff Benton, 40-time winner, number 10 out of 14. He was on the Seahawks last night, so congratulations going out to him. Now, today, the $5 play of the day, it's going to be me because I think the best bet on the board is the over-under in the Louisville-Central Florida game. And I'm going to break down the game for you and give you what I think is going to happen with the side in this contest in just a moment. And I'll also talk about game number 6 of that little NLCS series between the Dodgers and the Cardinals. But I think the best bet is the total on tonight's game. So I have no problem, as you know, whether it's the charity play of the week, the $5 play of the week, putting myself on the line, putting the pressure. Hell, if you're in this business and you can't handle the pressure as a gambler, as a handicapper, you should be doing something else, working at Dunkin' Donuts or something. $5 play of the day, it's my total of the month. Louisville, Central Florida, over under. You can get it. Normal price $65. You can save $60 and get it simply by using coupon code 5DeMarco. 5DeMarco. The number 5 in my last name. Pretty easy. DEMARCO, in case you don't see it right there above the video report. Truth in advertising. It's just as strong as my 5-dime winner on the Chargers on Monday night, and it's just as strong as my 5-dime loser on the Tigers on Tuesday night, and just as strong as my 5-dime winner on the Tigers on Wednesday night, and just as strong as my 5-dime loser on Miami of Florida last night, which tells you, if you're following trends, that I should have a 5-dime winner tonight on this total, and you get it for $5. That's a lot of fives to talk about, but let's move forward. Let's talk about this particular game here tonight. Louisville has not impressed me this season. Yeah, I know they're off to a 6-0 start, and yeah, they've got Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to win the Heisman. He's going to be the number 1 quarterback or the number 1 overall pick next year in the draft, yada, 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 yada. But, they have played, let's say, 2 games against bigger named opponents. They struggled last Thursday, you may recall, to beat Rutgers at home 24-10. This is a Rutgers team that was giving up 50 points just at a blink of a hat to SMU and Fresno on the road earlier this season. And the only reason they really won that game was because of their opportunistic defense. And true, it is ranked number 2 overall in the country coming into this contest, which recorded 8 sacks of Rutgers quarterback Gary Nova and picked them off 4 times. Of course, Nova was basically throwing to everybody that was wearing a Louisville jersey anyway. I don't think he ever bothered throwing to anybody wearing a Rutgers uniform last week. Earlier this season, they needed to rally and win at Kentucky. Other than that, they haven't played anybody. You play Ohio, Eastern Kentucky, Florida International, Temple. Central Florida comes into this game 4-1. But at least they played a couple of teams. They went to Penn State, and even though the final score was just 34-31, they dominated the Nittany Lions in that contest, okay? They dominated Penn State and Happy Valley. Then they were up 10-0 at home against South Carolina before succumbing a couple of weeks ago, 28-25. They're coming off a bye week, which was preceded by a rather lackluster performance against Memphis. Tonight, you're getting 14.5 points. The general rule of thumb, as I always talk about. If you bet the favorite, you bet it early. You bet the underdog, you bet it late. I think this game has the potential to be a game decided anywhere from 3 to 4 points up to maybe 10, which, of course, by now, you should know, I'm leaning towards Central Florida in the contest. Bridgewater is a very good quarterback, but don't discount the fact that Central Florida is going to move the ball as well. They have a very good quarterback in their own, Blake Bortles, who... he's completing like 65% of his passes this season, over 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns through 25 touchdown passes last year. Both teams have good running games, and the Central Florida defense isn't that bad. Not as gaudy statistically in terms of national rankings as Louisville's, but I think Central Florida can keep this game close. And the one thing that I like about the Knights, who are 3-0 on the road this season, is they're not scared of anybody. They gave Steve Spurrier's Gamecocks all they could handle before losing at home. They went up and they beat up Penn State in Happy Valley. So I think taking the 14 points, waiting closer to game time, trying to get that 14.5 point, although there are some 14.5 point numbers already out there, I think that is the way to go. Now, as you know, and I've talked about it numerous times here on the video report, last Friday I released a series play after going 3-0 with the series plays in the Division League, division round of the playoffs here on the video report and hitting all 3 of them. I had a premium play, 15-dime release on the Dodgers in the series in the NLCS. I'm still alive. Didn't look like I was going to be alive too long after they dropped the first 2 games of the series, and it's been a strange postseason, as you have seen. I mean, and it continued last night with a guy that throws a near no-hitter in the first game of the ALCS, not sticking around long enough to do good enough business last night against the Red Sox in another game at home. You know, we've seen aces and Greinke and Kershaw and Wainwright all go down in flames. Well, tonight we've got a rematch of game number 2 of the NLCS, when it was Clayton Kershaw against the rookie Michael Wacha. Now, listen, the rookie for the Cardinals, what more can you say? 0.64 earned run average in 2 postseason starts, 17 strikeouts in 14 innings. Going back to his final regular season start, he's won them all, 3 straight wins, .42 ERA. This is just something personal that I've always done over the years when it comes to betting baseball, and you know about my success in baseball, okay? I think things run in 3s, good and bad. It's not often you're going to find a guy reeling off 7 great starts in a row and winning them all. I think tonight the way to go is to play the Dodgers. Now, because I feel that way, and I have the Dodgers in the series, as I explained prior to game number 5 in this series, I'm not going to double dip, and I'm not going to bail out. There are some series plays that you can bail out if you're so inclined, but, you know, you're not betting the series to bail out initially anyway. I don't feel tonight is the time to bail out. And listen, if the Dodgers lose tonight, I will walk away with the 15-dime loser, and unfortunately you will too if you got that play. And you know what? I still had one can't use that word. I had one hell of a baseball season. I'm so far up profit-wise, it won't matter. I feel bad if you weren't along for the ride, but is that my fault or yours, you know? But either way, I like the Dodgers tonight. I think they're going to square this series. I've got to think the Cardinals are going to take the field tonight, knowing they're up 3-1, knowing they're coming off a loss. I'm sorry. Jesus. Get my series right. They're up 3-2, but knowing still in the back of their mind, Jesus, we were up 3-1 last year against the Giants, and we blew that series. Well, here you go again. You know, you had this series. You could have knocked it off in L.A., and you weren't able to get the job done. So I'm going to go with Clayton Kershaw. He's obviously rested. He only threw 72 pitches, you know, in that Game 2 loss last Saturday against the Cardinals. Gave up 1 unearned run in 6 innings. And I'm going to go with the Dodgers in this game. They're what, like $1.30, $1.35 favorite. So that's my pick. I'm not going to bail out in the series, especially since I like Kershaw in this game. So that'll do it today, guys. Best of luck to you all. And bright and early Saturday morning, we will do this once more because we have a little college football going on then. And I'll talk to you later.